Why Christians don't eat meat on Good Fridays? That's what we are going to be discussing today. Holy Week is the most sacred 7 days in the Christian year, where believers record the events that led up to the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. Okay, we go soon go back to Pidgin English because when I say "kpai," una know wetin e mean, and for that reason, may we soon go back so that everybody go understand us. Before we continue, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I greet all of una according to the time and the location one at they listen to us today. Now, Gossip with Beautiful TV, 9 day on the line. So, if na the first time you dey come across this channel, make you click the subscribe button. Click the turn on the notification, like and comment on our page. If you be returning subscriber, I greet you. I beg, make una not forget to dey share our video. Anytime we drop new tori, una go dey informate. May we go back to the business when bring us back today. Why Christians no dey eat meat on Good Friday? Dem dey observe the Holy Week and na the most sacred 7-day period when be say e dey for the Christian year, where believers record the event when lead up to Jesus death and resurrection. Una get am? So this year Good Friday, e fall on, okay, man no call date, so that in case other people come across am other year, dem no go just think say na for that year. So now, why people dey eat fish on Good Friday? This na wetin you need to know. Okay? Many people across dey dey used to eating sheep and fish on Good Friday because Christians believe say Jesus dey crucify am on Good Friday and sacrifice im own flesh for us. He sacrifice flesh for us on that day. The tradition of not eating meat on Good Friday, instead we dey eat fish, e date back to first centuries. No be today e start. According to the Roman Catholic custom, Christians they no dey eat meat or anything wey get to do with flesh or warm-blooded animal on Friday. This rule so e still dey apply to Catholic during the Lent too. Some Christians dey ex ten d this tradition to all Fridays of the week and of the year. Why fish dem no dey see am as meat be say the church law say not to consume land animal. Abstinence law consider that meat comes from only animal such as chicken, cow, sheep or pig, all of which live on land. Birds are also considered meat, but however, fish dem no dey see am as animal classification as they are cold-blooded animal. When this rule dey create am, meat that time dem dey see am as delicacy and a luxury. Animal were only slaughtered to provide meat when there was something worth celebrating. So at that time, meat dey see am as celebratory cuisine, but fish was an everyday item because many people dey work as fisherman that thing. Somebody come ask me say, is anything banned on Good Friday? Make I answer the question. Across the world, Good Friday dey see am as public holiday with schools and shops. Some of them dey even dey lock their shop. No be now when we dey find money. But this century, usually the person wey be say e dey strong for Christianity. Why I talk like that? Some countries like even Spain and Brazil, even Finland, dem dey dance, dem dey ban Germans. Dem dey even dey close theatres make dem no dey perform Even public dancers, dey illegal on that day. But now, people don dey protest, dey overturn the ban, but na little success dem don get. Dem never fit still achieve am. Because for Spain, Holy Week na vital religious time with procession occurring throughout the country. The most famous one na that one wey be say e dey for Malaga. Okay, if I dey use outside country, e go be like say we don too travel, so make we break am down to our own place. Because even for UK, traditionally, no horse racing dey allowed. But since 2028, betting stores and shop dey first dey open. Do you understand? But now, I no really too know. So make I carry am back to our own local tradition, which is our own Nigeria aspect. So make I break am down. But before then, some questions when I get for my email, make I try answer them. One say, what is Good Friday and why do we call Good Friday good when it's such a dark and bleak event commemorating the day of suffering and pie for Jesus? You understand the question now? Now, Good Friday so na the Friday before Easter. Na the Christian holy day to commemorate the crucifixion of Jesus and he pie for the Calvary. We also know am as Holy Friday, Great Friday, Great and Holy Friday, and Black Friday. For Christian, Good Friday na crucifixion day, na crucial day of the year because e celebrate wetin we believe to be the most momentous weekend in the history of the world. Ever since when Jesus died and was raised, Christians don proclaim the cross and the resurrection of Jesus to be the decisive turning point for all creation. Paul consider am to be of first importance that Jesus died for our sin. He was buried and he was raised to life on the third day, in all accordance with what God has promised all along in the scripture. You will find this thing for 1 Corinthians 5 verse 3. On Good Friday, we remember the day when Jesus willingly suffered and died by crucifixion as the ultimate sacrifice for our sin. If you go 1 John 1 by 10, 1 John chapter 1 by 10, you go still see am. E followed by Easter, the glorious celebration of the day Jesus was raised from the pie. E victory over our sin. E pie and pointing ahead to a future resurrection for all who are united to him by faith. If you go Roman, you go still see am. You go see that one for Romans chapter 6 verse 5. So ma go the next question first. He say, what is the meaning of calling it Good Friday? Why call the day of Jesus pie Good Friday? That na just a rephrasing. Instead of Bad Friday or something similar, some Christian tradition they go take the approach, like German now for example, they'll say the day is called Kefitag or Sorrowful Friday. Na that one mean Kefitag means Sorrowful Friday for English. No mind me, I don't dey use Dutch till they talk. So many people don't debate am. The origin of the term Good Friday, they don't debate am. And some believe say it developed from an older name, Good Friday, regardless of the origin. The name Good Friday is entirely appropriate because the suffering wey be say they give Jesus and the pie wey Jesus pie so, e dey terrible, very terrible. And dem mark am to be dramatic culmination of God's plan to save his people from their sin. Wetin I dey try talk na, in other words, for the good news of the gospel to have a meaning for us, we first have to understand the bad news of our condition as sinful people under condemnation. The good news of deliverance only makes sense once we see how we are enslaved. Another way of saying this is that it is important to understand and distinguish between law and gospel in scripture. We need the law first to show us how hopeless our condition is. Then the gospel of Jesus' grace comes and brings us relief and salvation. In the same way, Good Friday is good because, as terrible as the day was, it had to happen for us to receive the joy of Easter. The wrath of God against sin had to be poured out on Jesus, the perfect sacrificial substitute, in order to forgive and salvate, to be poured out to the nation. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Because without the awful day of suffering, without that sorrow, without the blood he shed on the cross, God could not be both just and justifier. He cannot just be justifier of those who trust in Jesus. What I'm trying to tell you now, you can refer that to Romans chapter 3 verse 26. Because paradoxically, the day that seems to be the greatest triumph of evil was actually the kpai. I dey use kpai so that una go understand. The blow in God's gloriously good plan to redeem the world from bondage. The cross is where we see the convergence. The cross is where we see the great suffering and God's forgiveness. If you refer back to Psalm 85:10, you will sing of a day when the righteousness and peace will kiss each other. The cross of Jesus is where that occurs, where God's demand is righteousness with his mercy coincided. We receive divine forgiveness, mercy, peace, because Jesus willingly took our divine punishment, the result of God's righteousness against sin, for the joy set before him. Check Hebrews 12:2. Jesus endured the cross on Good Friday, knowing it leads to the resurrection, our salvation at the beginning of God's reign of righteousness and peace. I don dey quote Bible for una. Good Friday mark the day when we say the wrath and mercy meet for the cross. That's why Good Friday is so dark and it's so good. Una dey understand so? So those are some of the things. If we continue now, I go bore una out because I don dey turn to preacher now. Sorry. He himself bore our sin in his body on the cross so that we might die to sin and live for righteousness. We might die to sins and live for righteousness. By his wound you have been healed. I think that was the First Peter. He said he was despised and rejected by mankind, a man of suffering and familiar with pain, like one from whose people hide their faces. He was despised, and we held him in low esteem. Surely he took up our pain and bore our suffering, yet we consider him punished by God, stricken by him and afflicted. But he was pierced for our transgression, he was crushed for our iniquities. The punishment that brought us peace was on him. By his wound we were healed. May we stop for here. So, and again, another point of note is that Good Friday do not only mean that one or animal from land shouldn't be consumed. It means say on that day you need to abstain from alcohol, and you need to also abstain for sexual intercourse. Keep yourself holy and pure on that day, to mark it and to celebrate it perfectly. Abeg, not forget to subscribe. We don't drop this one for una today, for una to understand wetin Good Friday dey all about. abeg subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and make you comment. You can still correct us because we don't know it all. Bye for now. We will see you in our next video.